Okay, welcome to the latest video. So we're going to have a look at the outside lights today because they are not working. So this particular light, I've already taken this one off and I'll show you it shortly. So that particular lamp which we took off, you can see the sort of condition it's in at the back there. Most of the seals on it were actually pretty good, there's nothing wrong with those, but the rim that goes around this was literally just disintegrated. We've got the glass for it, but that's about it. So we took this apart. This is the circuit board that's inside it, and from the top looks absolutely fine. And you turn it over and you see, look at that. Ooh. This is obviously converting to DC for the diode, and that is a rectifier. And there's some gubbins here which is right underneath a power transistor just here, and that is toast, I think. There may be some good parts on these boards, but that is generally speaking toast. So the other part of the fixture was this trigger, and this is a people control trigger, so if a body walks past this, it probably uses a Doppler shift diode, and it will record the disturbance, and then it has a relay inside there. If you look at this, so we need to test this, and we've got a little lamp here to test it with. So if you look at this, you can see there's a live wire, a neutral wire, and a trigger wire which comes off the relay. So these two power this thing up, and it's got a mains, you can see there, it's got a mains sticker on it. So they power it up from the 240 mains, and then the live energy on this wire gets fired into this wire here when it's triggered. So you can see from the wiring that live going into live, and then neutral going into neutral to fire this up, and then you've got a green neutral for the light, and then a live for the light which goes onto the relay trigger. Okay, so I'm going to see if this works or not, and what I've got at the end of this cable here is just a plug. So I advise the public not to do what I'm doing, because I am actually a qualified engineer and most of the public are probably not, so don't risk it. The light comes straight on when the power is switched on, and then what should happen is after a little while the light will go off. I think I've got that turned most of the way down, so okay, so that's gone off. So that shows that this unit does actually turn the thing off after a fixed period of time. Now that's come on again because that sensor just there can actually see me moving around. So if I keep still, it should go off again. Now if I move, I'll put my hand in front of that sensor, it'll come back on. There you go. So now we know that that unit just there, which we took off the wall, is actually working. Okay, so here's a quick diagram of what I just did there. So I've got a plug going into the wall and a switch, and that plug has a live and a neutral. And it also has an earth wire. Now this particular device has a plastic case, so you don't use the earth wire in this case. The trigger device This is like I'm not sure the technical name for this. It's probably something like personnel detector. That, as you look at the sticker on the outside of that, it's a mains device. So we then have a live going into this and a neutral going into this. So essentially, when your man goes past, he triggers this relay device, and this live channel here is channeled through the relay to another wire. So 240 appears on that wire, 240 volts. If you're in America, it'll be 110 probably. If you're in America, it'll be 110 probably. So that 240 volts then goes to the bulb, and of course, with it being electricity, you have to have a circuit. So this must need to go back to the neutral line. Okay. And when the device triggers off, it essentially cuts that relay inside, and there's no 240 on this line anymore. So that's what I just did. And you can set the delay on this too. You can set it to, it was actually about 20 seconds, but you can set it for longer than that it stays on for. Okay, so when you do this kind of thing, don't stick your fingers in here. So what you need to do is get one of these. This is the mains testing screwdriver, and essentially if you hold it by the, this has got insulated shaft on it, and it's insulated here. And if you put your finger on the end, the electricity goes to ground through a little bulb inside, and it lights up. So you should be able to test. So you should be able to test by putting your thumb on the end. You should be able to test each one and just check there's nothing gonna go boom. That looks pretty good actually. Right, so now should be safe to sort of remove that now. So I'm just going to take a quick photograph of the wires. But essentially it looks like we've got live here, neutral here, earth wire just here. This has got a pot metal case. This is actually, that's plastic I think. That's pot metal. So touch that, and if that was live, the screwdriver would light up. Well, that is crusty. I don't know if we need to do anything with this. Maybe they'll just try and get another one. That is very crusty. Yeah, I think that's pretty stuck. Oh, I think that's just slipping on the screw head. I don't think it's moving at all. And try some slightly higher lever. Snapped off. Well, I reckon if we can't get that back on again because it's snapped, then we are probably not going to be using this. But we'll give it a wee trick. See what happens. Snapped again. So yeah, it's looking like we're going to get a new one. And I do like to recover these things, but I think that is just toast. It's really bad. Really, really bad. I'll try this unit here, but I don't think there's going to be much going on in that. Well folks, it looks like these two units are completely toast. This has a sheared off screw, it's sort of rotted away, and you could try and drill it, but it's just pot metal. It'll probably just be destroyed. Just being able to seal that again against moisture is probably not going to happen. This, can't actually get this off. There may be a useful circuit board inside it, but there's not much else I can recycle from this, so this is going to go in the bin now, and we're going to try and find a new one. And that is a total of 3 out of 4 units that are completely faulty and not working. Okay, so that's up and working, and this is wired up pretty much as we described earlier on. So now I do have an outside light that works, which is useful. So now I've got to find one to fit that, because I actually don't have anything at all. So we'll see what we can find. After yesterday's disaster then, with the outside light pretty much disintegrated, we went to the car boot sale and we found this. And if you look at it, just here, you can see the seal has never been broken. So this is brand new, £3. That's about $4 in the US. So let's see if this is any good. I believe this was like 1970s or something, but in actual fact, if you look on the other side of it, this type of barcode only came out with the advent of smartphones, really, so you're probably looking at 2002 at the earliest, I would have thought. But it's never been opened, and it looks like a diode technology lamp as well, so that's better than the old neons. So first unboxing for 20 years. Luico. I have no idea who Luico are. I've never heard of them. All the electricians are probably saying, "Oh no, of course we know who they are." So looking at that, it does look like pretty standard fare, but actually the quality doesn't look too bad. It's got a mobile detector on it, a diode array bulb, which is quite good. The outside rim looks like it's metal, like the last one, which disintegrated. So here in Wales, right on the coast, the sea air tends to rot everything, so we'll see how long it lasts. So this was at today's car boot sale at Pen Park, which is every Sunday if anyone wants to go, and this is £3. Could you believe that? £3. I think in a shop you'd probably pay $24.99 or something like that. That's not a bad deal. Look at that, never been wired. So I'm guessing that you connect the mains to this and there's literally nothing else you need to do. So you need like probably a waterproof junction box or something, or that goes under your loft awning or something like that, and you just connect it up. That's it. From the previous unit that was faulty, which we showed you in the last bit of the video, we've got this little box here with a water seal on it, and so I'm going to use that as a junction box. It's got holes to put it into the wall, and we can block off the other holes. And it's got a water seal on it and 4 screws. So we use that. So that's our 2 outside lights installed. A £3 light from the boot sale, and the other one cost me about £2 from the house clearance. So I haven't spent any money really, and they both work now again, so top job. That's the end of this little video, folks. Thanks so much for watching.